Prairie View's Hall of Fame, Black College Hall of Fame, but you said how much Houston Sports Hall of Fame means to you. Why is that?
Well, I think that after, not that you have anything to compare them to, but there are so many athletes in the Houston area that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. I remember when I think George Foreman may have gone in the first one. And I came to that, and came to a couple of more. And you never hold back praise for another person. But if you think you should be in there, you want to think you should be in there. But I never thought I should be in here because there are so many people that are in line to get in this Hall of Fame. In Houston, knowing the talent that they have, you never thought about it. And when they called me and told me that I had made it, it was like somebody had lifted a weight because this very well could be my last Hall of Fame. And I like the idea of being in it because it's here in Houston. My family is close by. They know about it. So not one way or the other, I wouldn't have cared if someone else had gotten in here, but I'm happy that I got in here.
You're running out of fingers for rings. This may be your last one.
Yes.
You ever get tired of getting those rings? You're on the 100-year anniversary team of the NFL, which means out of the thousands and thousands of guys who played in the NFL, you're one of the 100 best in history, and you got your wine-colored jacket for that. Do you ever get tired of winning awards?
Not really. I don't expect it. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was an offensive center and middle linebacker. You guys know I'm about the same way now as I was when I was in college. And they wanted another tackle. They wanted a guy by the name of Wiley Smith, and they took me as a part of a grant. And they got there, they gave him a scholarship, they gave me a grant, and he made the ball club. He was big. Alvin Reed is here. He's here tonight. Alvin knows the story. And Prairie View had so many players until they just say, do I have 11? If he had 11, he'd go play. And so I was on that group that they call the others. And I was on the others and was glad to be on the others and stayed on the others until I got drafted by the Houston Oilers. Never played safety before in pro ball, and they drafted me as a safety. And I started from the first year there all the way through my 14th year.
You are acknowledged as the greatest strong safety in NFL history. There's not many players in the Pro Football Hall of Fame where you can say they are the best in history. Your brother-in-law, Mean Joe Green, is the greatest defensive tackle. What does it mean to you to be acknowledged as the best in history at your position?
Well, I never think about it. As you guys know me, and I see Mac and the group out there, I'm never out anywhere. So I can't hear that. If some of my teammates say, hey man, you can really play, but they know you're a player. And so you don't worry about being a player. Every now and then I allow my mind to say that I'm a great player. But then I'm lying to myself because I never learned how to play. I was learning my 14th year. And so I've escaped life by not being concerned about if I was or if I wasn't. If I was chosen, I was happy to be there, but I had other things to do. I had ball playing in this place. Then I became a parent. Parent exceeded the playing ball. And today was the first day that I got a relief. It's been a chore. I had I'll say this, my son lost his girlfriend a couple days ago. And so that didn't cloud this, but it put it in its proper perspective. And so what I do is when I go through life, I try to have it in the proper perspective. Everybody here deserves, I saw Mac, everybody here deserves what they get. God has a place for you. And so I'm just happy to be a part of you. I'm happy that you came out. Surprising, I saw Pastor Ed Young. I watch him on TV on Sunday. I watch about 5 minutes. And I scoot to the next channel. No, not really. But you know, I enjoy life so much knowing that life is just good. And I don't have enough time left regardless of how much I have, but I enjoy being a part of it.
After the 2019 season, Bill O'Brien traded DeAndre Hopkins to Arizona, and the fans and media screamed, "Oh my God, it's the worst trade in Houston football history." No, it was not. The worst trade in Houston football history was sending you to the Washington Redskins. Bud Adams let that happen, and of course you played even better at Washington. I would never ask you this, where were you and when you found out you'd been traded from the Oilers after you grew up in Lufkin, played at Prairie View, played with the Oilers, but you were going to the Redskins?
Well, I was at home in the bed, and my wife had gone to work, and I got a call from the Houston Oilers. And they said that, I forget the general manager's name, he wanted to see me in his office at 8 o'clock. And I told him, I said, hey, look, I said, I can't be in his office at 8. I'm supposed to be on the field at 8 o'clock. We had an off-season practice. And I said, let me call you back. And then I called back. I said, why do you want to see me at 8 o'clock? He knows I'm on the field. And they said, you need to come in and see him. I got up, ran straight to the locker room, and he invited me in. And when I walked in the door, I saw the general manager. And they said, okay.
Yeah.
Do I need to start over? Told me that that was my daughter. Told me that I asked him if I had been traded. He told me no. And I said, well, I need to see him. I need to see Sid Gilman. So I'm walking in, and Sid came, told me to come to the door. And I asked Sid, I said, did you guys trade me? He said, come on in, let me talk to you. I said, I need to know if you traded me. And he goes, well, let me I said, did you trade me? He said, yes. I said, well, thank you. So I never went in the office, and I went home and told my wife I had been traded. I called back, asked who I'd been traded to, and they told me to the Redskins. And I told them, thank you. And I called my wife, cried all the way to Sterling, and that's how I knew I got traded. And the rest of it was history.
What was it like to go from Houston to Washington, played for George Allen, over the hill gang? You guys were really good.
What
was it like to play for George Allen and the Redskins?
It was great. George was a player's coach. We didn't scrimmage during the week. We scrimmaged one time during the summer. He had a bunch of old men up there. They could play. They knew what they were doing. And I had a new look because I knew then if you had given a team all you could give them and they traded you anyway, you might well go ahead and enjoy yourself because you didn't have anything to do with if they cut you or not. And so I got a chance to meet a bunch of old guys. We had guys so old they didn't even have shoulder pads. You know what I mean? It was. I'm thinking, how did these guys win? But they won, and so you became a part of that lore. And I love playing for the Redskins.
You grew up in Lufkin. You played football before integration, and for the Prairie View Interscholastic League for the black high school players, and the UIL was the white players. What was it like to be playing high school football before integration?
Well, it was something that you didn't know about it. I mean, you knew something was different, but you didn't know why you couldn't play. You didn't know enough about the rules. And so we ended up enjoying the sport. And we played each other, you know, and whatever, and there was some good high school teams. And we tried to get some games, you know. You knew something about life wasn't right, but you didn't have time to think about it. You thought about it, but you didn't have anything you could do about it. So you just felt like the time would come when these things would be worked out. And as a result, a lot of things worked out, and it made it better for the game. The more people you have exposed to the game, the better off we are as a nation. And so I think that, I know some coaches out here, Coach, yeah.
Put it back.
Okay.
Yeah.
If this comes down again, let me know, okay? No, so once things are wrong, they'll never be right until they're made right. And so you know that. You don't have time to dwell on it, but you know it. And so the whole deal is to get the world together and let you know, that's not the right thing to do. Whatever it is, and try to do the right thing.
You guys couldn't use the restroom at white gas stations. You couldn't go to white restaurants. You drove around East Texas in a rickety old bus. A lot of times you did have to have your pregame and halftime in the end zone when it was raining on you. But you're not bitter. Why are you not bitter after what you experienced growing up during segregation?
Well, I look at bitterness as a waste of my time. I don't care. I do care what you think. We have a chance to talk. I can tell you what I think. I'm not bitter because that's the way it is. You have to be bitter because you decide you're going to be like that. And so it's, we worked, played, had fun. We had parents. We had jobs. We had people that we played with. But we didn't know. I mean, when I say we didn't know, you wondered why. You wondered why, but it wasn't something that made me bitter. It's something that I dislike, but I stayed away from it. And so that would be my suggestion to people today. It's like, how do you not like me and you don't know me? Get to know me first and then don't like me. And that could happen. That very easily happen. But it's like we are raising kids now, and we're living in a world now, and you have to decide what's right and wrong. It's not no half right, no half wrong. It's either right or wrong. And so when you try to stop making a world, then you can live a world, and that's what I try to do.
Kenny, it's been a pleasure, an honor, privilege to be up here with you. I know Mac Ike's got some over here for you, and thank you very much as always, and congratulations on your induction into the Houston Sports Hall of Fame.
Thank you, John. Thank you.